So a big hand, please, for the Buskers.
Hello, St. Andrews. Last time I was here was just up the road at Lucas, the big yellow helicopter. Those are the days. All you serving men would recognise the shirt. Long time ago. First two reels, the Fox Hunters and Humans of Ballyconnell. Introduce this notorious trio before going any further. That's Frank McNamara with the fiddle, Moose as he's known to his friends, Stingy as he's known to his enemies, and Paul Furey,
Thank you very much.
that well-known name, gracing the scene in Scotland again, sitting in the middle with the strange thing which pushes backwards and forwards. Yes, indeed. All you girls can come up later for the strange thing between his leg. But he plays, and I'm Adrian Mannering. D42867773, sir. You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't. No,
Really mad. This is a song called "The Weary Wailing Grounds." I got it off an LP called Leviathan, kind of a folk super session with Martin Carthy and A.L. Lloyd, Martin Minnan-Reid, and a host of other egregious persons who kind of combined and put this LP out on Topic. And they sung it unaccompanied, so in the best tradition, I sing it with the guitar. And it's apparently every ship that went north up to Greenland, if they didn't get fish, the morale would decline in proportion to the amount of fish they got. And if they got a lot of fish, they're very happy because fish usually meant money to them when they came home. And this kind of song tells of the hardships they endured in Iceland and up around the not the Bering Straits, the Davis Straits. That's it. It's called "The Weary Wailing Grounds."
And if I had the wings of a gull, me lads, I would spread them and fly home. I would leave old Greenland's ice behind, but of right Wales there is none. And the weather is rough and the winds do blow, there's little comfort here, and I'd rather be snug in a Deptford pub, a drinking of strong beer. Oh, a man must be mad or want money bad to venture catching whales, for he might be drowned when the fish turns around, and his head be smashed by the tail. The work seems grand to the young green hand, and his heart will be high when he goes. In a very short burst he'd as soon hear a cuss as the cry of their she-wolf. All hands on deck now, for God's sake, move briskly if you can. And he stumbles on deck more dizzy than sick, but his own life he don't give a damn. And high overhead the great fluke spread, and the mate gives the whale the arm. And soon the blood in a purple flood, and the spout hole comes a-flying. Well, these trials we bear for nigh 4 years, when the jib-boom points for home. We're supposed for our toil to get the bonus on the oil, and an equal share of the bones. But we go to the agent to settle for the trip, and find we have cause to repent, for we've slaved away 4 years of our life, and then about £3.10. And if I had the wings of a gull, me lads, I would spread them and fly home. I would leave old Greenland's ice behind, but of right Wales there is none. And the weather is rough and the winds do blow, and there's little comfort here, and I'd rather be snug in a Deptford pub, a drinking of strong beer.
Have a sip of this. They don't sell this up here. Extortionists. I got this song. The next song is called Joseph Baker, and it's a very condensed version of a long ballad, which a friend of mine got out of a book, naturally enough, in the library, in Chester Library, in the county of Cheshire in England. And Joseph Baker was a very strong runner in his day, well-known athlete, and he ran rings around everyone who dared to present themselves and flaunt themselves in front of him. And apparently this song was very old, and he was never beaten, Joseph Baker. But this version I got off a bloke called Sean Cannon, who I ran into in Dublin about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he happened to have the words in his pocket. And and gave them to me. And it's called Joseph Baker.
You sporting men of England, I'll have you all to hear of a man named Joseph Baker who lived near Delamere. He ran faster than the old red fox, further than the hounds. In all the men who challenged him, no equal could be found. He rose up every morning before the day was clear, and through the royal forest he pursued the royal deer. He chased the wind across the field, the mist right up the hill, and drove the dust along the road and the stream down to the mill. Now sportsmen came from far and near to challenge Baker's speed. In every race, in every place, they swore to do the deed. A butcher came from Frocham, a tailor came from Hale, and the sailor came from Birkenhead, and the soldier came from Sale. But he was never beaten until that fateful day, when death at last defeated him and took his breath away. But if you should watch upon the winter's night, you'll see him running still, as his ghost runs down from Helsbury Church right down to Kelso Hill. Play it, Paul. But if you should watch upon the winter's night, you'll see him running still, as his ghost runs down from Kelso Church right down to Helsbury Hill.
Thank you. I'd like to continue with a slow air called Eamon on Kinnick, Ned of the Hills. Just after the penal times in Ireland, a lot of the people who fought against William of Orange fought on the Stuart side. Yes, of the rebels, and they went on those who didn't go to France, and an awful lot of them did, called the Wild Geese. Some of them took to the hills and kind of continued the struggle, kind of an early guerrilla thing. And this is a song. There's words to it which we don't know, so we won't sing it. But the tune is lovely. It's called Eamon on Kinnick, and it deals basically with a man coming knocking on the door of his lover, and she says, "Who's outside?" And he says, "It's Eamon on Kinnick, and I'm cold and wet, and let me in." And Paul plays it now, called Eamon on Kinnick, Ned of the Hill. about my mother and my father. 2 tunes. One's called Lucy Campbell. The other's called The Jolly Tinker. There's not much you can say about them, really. Fine people, my parents. 2 reels. So just sing one more song before we get off, and then we'll play some more tunes. This is a song called The Unquiet Grave. I got off a bloke called Paddy Finney in Dublin. And it's a very well-known air in Ireland anyway. It's the star of the County Down. John McCormick made it famous. And you may well laugh, madam, but it's not really a funny... it's not a jokey situation. You're sitting on an unquiet grave. But anyway, no, I must be serious because it's a lovely, lovely song. And it's very self-explanatory. You'll pick up the words as you go along, I'm sure, if you're paying attention at the back. But as I say, the tune's well known, the Star of the County Down. It's commonly known as the Dives and Lazarus thing. The only thing you could say about the song is, for some strange reason, the particular set of verses, 8 verses, have remained the same, constant. There haven't been a great many variants of this ballad, you know. Throughout Britain and Ireland it happens, but that's a minor detail. A few ethnomusicologists in the audience. It's called The Unquiet Grave. Wind does blow to a day, my love, and a few small drops of rain. I never had but the one true love. In cold clay was she laid. I'll do as much for my true love as any
I'll sit and watch along her grave for a 12-month and a day, and a 12 months and a day being past, the dead began to speak, saying, "Who is that sits upon my grave and will not let me sleep? 'Tis I, my love, sits upon your grave and will not let you sleep. But I crave the one kiss from your clay cold lips, and that is all I see. You may have the one kiss from my clay cold lips, though my breath be earthly strong. If you have one kiss from my clay cold lips, your time will not be long. My time be long, my time be short. I spend my time today. May God in heaven look down upon me. I will kiss your lips of clay. Down in the yon green garden, love, of where we used to walk, the finest flower that ever was seen lies withered on to the stalk. The flower is withered dry, my love, thus shall our hearts decay. So bid your time on earth, my love, till God calls you away.
Thank you. Final phrase of this, My Love is in America. Two tunes. Two reels by. Do you want to introduce them?
I will, of course.
Furey will introduce these in his own inimitable way.
These are 4 reels. Well, I don't speak like that, but I'm trying.
Doesn't speak the Gaka.
Am I on the tail? But this two tunes, I'm not on it.
Are you? You mean you've been switched off all this time, Paul? How long have you been switched off now?
That's great, isn't it? These are 2 reels. The first one is called Colonel Fraser. The second one is called. The second one is called. My 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 love is in America.
Jump and hoot and ball. This one doesn't work either.
come on.
That's my number. Emma, survival.
This is a very traditional show. Just like a bit of quiet, please. Starry, starry night.
We love you.
Paint your palette blue. Ah, we won't do that. I'm sorry to be serious. The thing keeps going through my head. Oh, Jesus, drive me mad. That tune, Starry, starry night. Patrick Kavanagh was a poet. Came from County Cavan. He came to Dublin. Sorry, County Monaghan. Come and Leshgale, watch the holly.
Sorry about that, girl.
There's a crowd of rapacious Irish nurses sitting down there. Look at them. About 6 of them in a line. Look. Oh, we love you. Anyway. Yes, all evil thoughts put aside. Patrick Kavanagh came from County Monaghan about 1940 to Dublin. And he's only now been recognised as a major Irish poet. A contemporary of Louis MacNeice and other people. A contemporary of Louis MacNeice. Look it up when you go home, it's alright. But he used to spend a lot of his time near the Grand Canal, which is on the south side of Dublin, near the posh area, Ball's Bridge. Testicles Viaduct, we used to call it. There was another place in Dublin called Stillorgan. We used to call it Penis Mortuary. But anyway, no, really, because it's called on Raglan Road, and it's to an air called The Dawning of the Day. And it was written by Patrick Kavanagh to the air of the dawning of the day. And I had lots of hush because it's a lovely, lovely song. But a lost love called On Raglan Road. Raglan Road is a place on the south side of Dublin, part of Ball's Bridge.
That's no known to the artists who have known the true guns of sight and sound, and the words and tint I did not stint, for I gave unto her poems to say, with her own name there and her own dark hair, like the clouds over fields in May. On the quiet streets where all goes to meet, I see her walking now. Oh, away from me so hurriedly, my reason must have that I had would not as I should, a creature made of clay. When the angel woos the clay, the news his wings at the dawn of day.
Take a step. You do the string.
I've broken the string.
What's next?
Better than the Yamaha.
Yeah, I just have to change this thing here. Cheap American guitar, you know.
We're going to start off with a Scottish tune and an American country and western tune. Right Time Annie and the four-poster bed. This tune, the four-poster bed, I suppose it's a Scottish tune. You know what it's all about. Four corners of the fiddle is supposed to be represented as the four-poster, four corners of the bed, right? Right.
Come on.
This is a song about a poor. This is a song called New York Girls.
And it's a great chorus to this song now, Gillian.
Yes, there is a chorus to this song, strange enough.
And you can join
And
in.
away you shanties, my
My
dear
dear
Annie.
Annie.
All you New York girls,
girls,
can't you dance the polka?
polka?
Well, all you have Swedish
And you
descent
don't
anyway.
get
It's very easy, and if you don't kind of join in,
that. It's a very easy
we'll stop
chorus,
playing.
actually. Because, oh, you understand it now, you haven't got it now.
I went down on Broadway one morning in July. Met a maid, she asked me trade, see the chances I and the way. Yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? Do you have that?
And away you Santies, come on, we try it again.
And away, yes, Aunties, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? It's easy. I took her down to Tiffany's, I didn't mind expense. Bought her gold and jewels and it cost me 15 pence. And away, yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? Says she, you like you sailor, now see me home you may. But when I got to her doorstep, she unto me did say, and away, yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all the New York girls, can't you dance the polka? I kissed her hard and proper before a flashman came, saying, fare thee well, you Bowie girls, you won't see me again, and away, yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? Me flashman, he's the Yankee, with his haircut tight behind. Wears a scarlet jacket and he sails the black ball line. And away, yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? Farewell unto you New York girls, farewell unto next year. I'll never meet you likes again, I'll stick to rum and beer. And away, yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? As I went down on Broadway one morning in July, met a maid, she asked me trade, an ex-airman says I. And away, yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you one more time? And away, yes, Auntie, my dear Annie, all you New York girls, can't you dance the polka?
We like this doing on accompaniment. In other words, there's only one man singing with three three joining in. But this
You
is
can
an
join in the
accompaniment
chorus in this
music-wise.
song.
Well, it's very easy.
It's called the Kerry Recruit. So lift up your hearts and sing.
Before he starts off,
You cover your knees. I didn't say that.
you know, the song kind of comes from the time of the Crimean War, you know. There's no conscripts now, I suppose. Only economic conscripts, no political. And this is a kind of a song about an economic conscript, because they were in Ireland at the time, economic and social as well. You know, they nothing else to do, like join the army. People sometimes in Glasgow too have nothing else to do as well. So it's not really funny, you know. And the song is called "The Kerry Recruit," about a young man going off and fighting and ending up with nothing really except a wooden leg and a medal. And medals don't buy bread, you know. It's true, man. You may well laugh, comrade. But it's called "The Kerry Recruit" and everyone knows the chorus. And I think it's a lovely, subtle anti-war song anyway. And sing it with me anyway. One morning in March I was digging the land with me brogues on me feet and me spade in me hand, and says I to myself, such a pity to see such a fine strapping lad footing tough round Tralee with me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. So I buttered me brogues, shook hands with me spade, and went off to the fair, such a dashing young blade. And up came the sergeant, asked me to enlist, and Sergeant McGrath, stick a bob in me fist with me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. And the first thing they gave me, it was the red coat with a fine strap of leather to tie round me throat. They gave me a queer thing, I asked what was it that, and they told me it was a cockade for me hat. So with me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. And the next thing they gave me, they called it the gun, with a fine shining barrel and the place for me thumb. And first she spat fire, and then she spat smoke, and she gave a great leap, and me shoulder never broke. With me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. And the next place we landed was down on the quay, on board of a warship bound for the Crimea, with the 3 sticks in the middle, all rolled in white sheet, and she walked on the water without any feet. With me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. And at Balaclava we landed quite sound, both cold, wet and hungry we lay on the ground. Next morning for action the bugle led a call, and we had a hot breakfast of powder on the ball. With me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. Well, we fought at the Alma, likewise at Craman, and the Russians they whaled us at the Radan, and in scaling the walls there myself lost an eye, and the big Russian bullet she ran away with me thigh. With me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. It was there we lay bleeding upon the cold ground, both heads, legs and arms were all scattered around. I called for me mam, but me pleadings were nigh, should they bury me decent, and raise a loud cry. With me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. Well, the doctor was called, and he soon staunched me blood, and they gave me a fine elegant leg made of wood, and they gave me a medal and 10 pence a day. Contented with a Sheila I live on half pay. With me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. With me touring minya, me touring minya, me touring minya. We were at Kilfanora, Aldous, and the rest.
Oh yeah.
There was an Oireachtas. Oireachtas is a big music festival in Ireland. And there was a mad crowd of people from County Clare. County Clare's on the west coast, from Kilfanora. And the only tune they play is this, and this is their theme song, I suppose, and it's called the Kilfanora, if I can find me plectrum. But I've lost.
If I find me plectrum.
Yes, Kilfanora. The little addendum is my own. I have lost me plectrum.
Kilfanora, if I lost me
You
plectrum.
see, in this tune we go ya ya diddly diddly da 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 diddly da da. So when we start doing this, would you all join in? Help us out.
What about giving a taste of it first, yeah?
Yeah, we'll all give it. This the way it goes.
A taste of the chorus of a jig.
Chorus, and you want to
You've
jump
never heard
up
of a
and
chorus
shake
of a
the
jig,
boots.
so here we go.
Goes like this.
Wait.
Ya da da diddly ya diddly ya la la
You
la.
all got that?
You got a chorus there.
Well, will you just give it up to me? I'm not
Much
losing
nicer
one.
if you sang that chorus, Let on you're in County Clare and the cliffs of Dunedin and all
Yes,
that
they're
thing
all going
now.
mad.
Cliffs of Moher and Kilfanora O'Cailey band gone mad.
You're about to throw yourself off a cliff.
Ooh. You know, I think
This is
I'm
called the
going
Kilfanora O'Cailey jig.
And Gallagher's Fancy.
Frolics.
Gallagher's Frolics.
Don't
Fair
say
play
that
to
when
him.
you're drunk, by the way.
No, I won't.
Turns out
We all know what Ranter Frolics, don't we? Peanuts. Ya da da diddly ya diddly da. Ya da da diddly da.
I can't hear you. Ya da da diddly ya diddly da. Ya da da diddly ya diddly ya. Just want to ask a question here to the lad down there. Davey, you didn't get the spoons. No. You get spoons, Dave.
No. No. Well, we really need a pair.
Hold it.
We really need a pair of spoons.
I'll spin the wheel.
By the way, this fella, his name is Furey. I'm giving him a big build-up.
Well, you're nice.
Because his two brothers played bagpipes
Play
and
Mickey
all
Mouse and
sorts of
Donald
things.
Duck and scour the
No, but this fella has his champion, All-Ireland champion spoon player.
There's all sorts of spoons.
Basically everything.
teaspoons, you name it, I play him.
Dessert spoons.
Tea,
I give
table,
them
and
like a
dessert.
pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
So
played these
And
anyway at
soup
home.
on occasion.
we'd like to finish up our spot now tonight before and we'd like to say goodbye after this tune. We'll say goodbye before we play the tune.
Our last
The tune is called A Mason's Apron, our last tune, and we'll finish up.
You have to get these drunk, you know, because they won't do what you're doing.
Oh, such
So,
affectations.
All Ireland spoon playing champion.
In the Give Major.
You get all that, did you?
On a Mason's apron. You don't hit the grip of a Mason's apron.
watch me because I'm nervous.
Yeah. Moves is gone here. We should play the Mason's apron.
This is going to attempt to play the Mason's Apron. I'm ready when you are.
clap your hands if you want to, but
And
clap
stamp-
Scream and
no,
stomp.
No, you said it wrong. You stamp your
time.
You stamp your hands and clap your feet.
I'm ready.